The ancient Egyptians had advanced astronomical knowledge and tracked solar and stellar movements. This expertise enabled them to establish a solar calendar and determine important religious and agricultural dates. Recently, archaeologists have discovered what is likely the earliest and the largest astronomical observatory in ancient Egypt. This observatory was found at the ancient temple of Buto in the Nile Delta region of northern Egypt. Built from mudbrick, the structure dates back to the 6th century BC and served as an important center for observing and documenting astronomical events, as well as tracking the movements of the sun and stars. Covering an area of about 850 square meters, the observatory was located in the southwestern corner of the temple complex. It features a central, L-shaped hall with columns and an east-facing entrance, allowing sunlight to illuminate the interior during specific times of the year and resembling the pylon entrances of ancient Egyptian temples. Within this hall, a stone platform engraved with depictions of astronomical alignments such as the sunrise and sunset during the different seasons of the Egyptian year was unearthed. The engravings also include measurements that were likely taken through the temple's eastern and western doors. Archaeologists also uncovered remnants of yellow plaster on the building walls, which had traces of blue paint and were adorned with various scenes. These decorations depict a ceremonial boat with 8 shrines, oars at the rear, and representations of the falcon-headed god Horus and the Ujat eye, symbols associated with the sun, moon, and the deities Horus and Wadjet, who were principal gods of Buto. One of the key findings within the observatory is a slanted stone sundial, also known as an inclined shadow clock, which was one of the primary instruments used by the ancient Egyptians to measure time. This sundial consists of a straight row of limestone slabs, approximately 4.8 meters long, with several vertical and horizontal blocks that may have been used to measure the angle of the sun throughout the day. The building had several small mudbrick rooms, likely used for storage. However, a stone chamber that could have been a part of the observatory's tower was also discovered. In addition to the observatory itself, the excavation team found a wealth of artifacts. Among these are a statue from the 26th dynasty depicting the priest Psammeticus Sment, holding a statue of the god Osiris, various measuring tools including a merket used for astronomical calculations, and several faience necklaces and pottery pieces used in religious ceremonies and daily life. These findings underscore the observatory's dual role as both a scientific and a religious site. Located between the branches of the Nile and near Butik Lake, the ancient city of Buto, today known as Tel El-Fara'in, was an important cultural site and a ceremonial center dedicated to the goddess Wadjet. Its roots, however, reach beyond antiquity into prehistoric Egypt, before 3100 BC. The earliest records about the region mention 2 cities, Pe and Deb, which eventually merged and became known as per-wadjet and later Buto. The city's proximity to natural waterways and its position in the fertile Nile Delta likely contributed to its prominence as a center for both religious worship and scientific observation. The goddess Wadjet was the patron deity of Lower Egypt, and her oracle was located in her renowned temple in this area. An annual festival celebrating Wadjet was held there. The area also contained sanctuaries of Horus and Bast, and much later the city became associated with Isis. Many Egyptian deities had similar roles and identities, leading them to merge into a single unified pantheon. However, this was not true for the patron deities. Wadjet, the patron goddess of Lower Egypt, was symbolized as a cobra, while Nekbet, the patron goddess of Upper Egypt, was depicted as a white vulture. These distinct cultural symbols were so important that the 2 goddesses never merged, even when the 2 regions united. Despite the merging of other deities, Wadjet and Nekbet retained their unique identities. They were collectively known as the Two Ladies and continued to serve as the protectors of unified Egypt throughout its history. The double crown worn by Egypt's pharaohs combined the white crown of Upper Egypt, which represented Nekbet's white vulture, with the red crown of Lower Egypt, adorned with Wadjet's cobra. The discovery of the observatory provides significant insights into how the ancient Egyptians determined the solar calendar and set dates for religious and official ceremonies, such as royal coronations and the beginning of the agricultural year. The fact that it was located on the grounds of a temple also shows how science and religion intertwined during this period.